Hello everyone and welcome to the Mikey Scott Studio YouTube channel. My name is Mikey and this is my basement recording studio in Penetanguishene, Ontario. Today I am joined by the fantastic Neil LeFaive. He's a wonderful musician, sound engineer and overall wonderful fella. Very experienced with microphones, very knowledgeable about recording. So I've invited him along today because I would like to modify an SM57. You may have seen a video posted recently of my brother-in-law Steve at Hull University describing the modification. This is Steve Cutler at Hull University.
Hi everyone.
And he's going to tell us about the modified SM57.
I am indeed. So my name's Steve Cutler. I'm a specialist in music screen here at Hull Uni. And I've been helping Mikey out a bit today with his recording. I gave Mikey the opportunity to pick from a couple of 57s to record his snare. And one is modified. That modification involves taking the coil entirely out of the microphone and boiling it. What that does is it removes the glue. That glue affects the frequency response. So the idea is that when you boil the coil, dry it and put it back in, you'll get a big increase in mid, specifically low mids, around the kind of 300 to 600 hertz region.
And you may have seen the comparison video of the modified SM57. Really quick. I'm not overly convinced by the SM57 that isn't modded in this one. There's no pre-processing whatsoever, but it doesn't quite sound right to me. Let me know what you think. And you may have heard that I'm not quite happy with the SM57 that isn't modded. So the only way we can go about with getting a good result is to give it another go. Neil has very kindly let me borrow one of his SM57s as well. So I'm going to boil the inside of mine. So all you do is you take this off. You got a load of glue in there around the transformer. And we're going to boil it off in one of the pans. Welcome to the Mikey Scott Studio Kitchen. I'm here with Neil. We're going to do some cooking today. We're going to cook an SM57, at least half of it. Let's turn this camera on and I'll tell you what to do with taking apart the microphony. If I can do this on camera without getting in the way. First things first, you have to take it apart like that with the unscrewing. You'll see a red, a green and a yellow cable, not red. And I can't believe I'm doing this. Okay, this microphone has been on lots and lots of my recordings before I potentially break it and never can use it again. Thank you for your service with Mikey Scott Studio, Fruit Trade Music and Studio 94. There we go. We have snipped. What we're doing is we're boiling off, if I can focus on that, we are boiling off that hot glue on the inside around the transformer. And we've got to take off that back bit as well. So let's get that done now. And according to Steve at the University of Hull, as you saw, we should have a increase in the low mids, about 300 to 600 hertz. Pliers acquired. I'd rather use daintier ones than this, but never mind. Okay. Should we just go for it, see what happens? Let's go for it. Yeah, so Neil's coming up with some incredible ideas that I should be listening to.
Not necessarily.
And I'm not going to. So this is the transformer, the glue, and we're going to stick it in the... Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. This is for science, ladies and gentlemen. I want a different sound. See, what I'm thinking is the Shure SM57 is such a common microphone. I mean, how many of you had over the years? I know I've had many.
A few.
Yeah, a few. And they're relatively...
Like the 58s.
Like
they tend to disappear as we agreed a bit.
Absolutely, they just disappear. You buy them and they're gone after a week. But with them being relatively inexpensive, incredibly popular, and very good microphones.
Rugged.
Rugged as well. I probably not know, but I think that if you want to have a choice in timbre and sound when you're recording, the only options I can see that do what this modification does are 3 or 4 times more expensive. I'm thinking you and I might have more options with microphones if we can mess about with them a little bit and experiment. Sorry, Shaw.
We can, yeah, well, we have to see what happens here.
We'll have to see what happens.
I would like to.
You want it? Oh, I've got a better tool for that. We can use some kitchen utensils.
Oh, good idea.
There we go. Let's use the clipometron. There we go.
I just want to pull that one end up.
Yeah, let's have a look and see if we've broken it or not.
see what's happening there.
Oh, she's cooking. All the glue has been taken out and removed, thus leaving only the transformer. Okay.
It's a mess.
It's a mess. Okay. We have a modified SM57 in pieces. So let's put it back together.
Let's see this. Get this out of there and get that in there properly. There we go. Now let me get that lined up right in line for that screw.
Do we need a hammer?
No.
Okay.
We don't need a hammer, and I would never use a hammer.
So right now
It'll be
we're just
solderable.
making sure the wires have some bare metal at the end of them so we can solder it back together. We have a modified SM57. That's the modded one with the sticker. We're in input 2 for the snare. And if I just tap it, it works! We didn't break it. We didn't break it.
Well, we'll be able to compare it.
We will. Let's get drumming. Neil and I have successfully modded a Shure SM57. We have a signal from the Shure SM57, but we have yet to hear the SM57. I've recorded the footage and the audio for a new reel that I'm going to make comparing these microphones using my snare.
Oh yeah, definitely deeper. It is deeper, but
But that third.
the thud,
The third.
you've got the bottom end.
We've got the bottom end now.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's a very pleasant
cool.
snare microphone.
Cool. Yes.
We have modded a Shure SM57 and it sounds deeper, it sounds lovely. It did exactly what Steve said at Hull University.
That's cool.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Well,
I prefer it.
I prefer it. Actually,
Substantially.
for this purpose,
Yeah, oh,
on
yeah.
my snare, I prefer it.
Yeah, but
I
you're
prefer it.
you're getting depth. It doesn't really shine. It doesn't have that. The SM57 has a frequency range that seems to be a little bit higher. And I'm not sure. I guess it depends on the overheads and everything else and how all of that stuff in the mix. But
How subtle was it when the overheads were a bit louder when we first played it, though? It was quite negligible with the full mix, but I mean, you've got to bear in mind with this, there's no processing on anything.
No, it's just dry.
Imagine this through a compressor. Imagine it through a compressor with the extra thud that we're getting.
Yes.
We might even get more as a result of it, and that might be more presence in the mix.
there's certain, like, not that I would use SM57s on a snare in a studio mix, but live, yes, with a bit of processing and stuff live, it could be interesting to see how that would be.
Well, you may have to borrow the modded mic and see if maybe you use that in the studio for a mix. I'm going to make some more comparison videos after this, and I'm going to stick them at the end of this video. I would love for you to tell me what you think to this. Would you consider doing this yourself?
This is what my voice sounds like with this microphone. This is what my voice sounds like with this microphone.
Has this been worth it? I think it has. I think this has been a really good experiment.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Neil, for getting involved and joining in with this. It's been a pleasure having you. Thank you to my brother-in-law, Steve, for giving me this idea in the first place when we were at Hull University.
Yeah.
Thank you, Neil. This has been wonderful. Great fun.
Great fun.
Being in a studio with you today.
And you too.
Yay. Thank you
As
so
usual.
much for watching. Get subscribed, like the video, and all that good stuff. Tatty bye.